Is it loud enough out there?
Yes, it is.
Well, let's get it louder then. Yeah. Turn it up. I mean, what the hell? Guys, I love it. Any questions?
How the hell did you do that?
Well, actually, I can break down a few parts for you. What I'm basically doing is, you saw in that one part where I was going with two hands. What I'm doing is I'm playing this with one hand. I'm playing from a G on the high E string, okay? Then I'm going down to a C on the B string. Then I'm going down to a G again. Okay, now what I'm doing with my right hand is I'm doing the same thing, but I'm starting up here on the 19th. So I'm basically just following the same pattern down chromatically is all I'm doing right there. And then another one of the little tricks that you saw me doing in that was I was just taking like an E minor pentatonic. And what I'm doing is I'm just, my left hand, I'm just playing all off the 12th fret. With my right hand, I'm playing on the 15th, 15th, 14th, 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 and then the 15th. So now what I'm doing is I'm using my right hand first. I'm hitting the 15th. Then I slide up to the top of the neck and I pull off to the 12th fret on my left hand. And I do the same thing on the next string. Now, another thing that you can do is just a simple little thing like putting your finger on the A string, or on the G string on the second fret, the A. Then what I'm going to do with my right hand is I'm going to get my right hand going linear back and forth, so it gets a sound both ways. Now you can get. This is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to play this right now. It's going to be the 14th fret on the G, okay, pulling off to the 12th fret. But as soon as I pull off to the 12th fret, I'm going to go. After I do that, then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go down a Dorian mode. I'm going to go. So as soon as my one hand, I'm starting on the 14th fret, slide it up, pull off to the 12th fret. Then I pull off to my 13th fret on my right hand by flicking my finger off. You can do with this is you can play to different chords and follow the chords. Like, let's take, for instance, like just like a G chord and then go into a D. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow each one of those chords. Okay, so now here is, over the G chord, I'm going to be playing the roots of the G chord, the G is right here. And then with my left hand, I'm going to play in the fifths of the chords, the Ds with my left hand. So it's going to go. Now to get to the D chord, it's really easy because all I have to do is move my right hand down one fret because my left hand is already on the Ds, the root notes. So when I move my left hand down one fret, it goes to F sharp and it becomes the major third. So here we have the G chord. Now the next chord's a C, which is a whole step down from the D. So what I do is I take my left hand and I moved it down 2 frets so that my the octave is the C notes, and then I move my right hand down 2 frets and I'm on the E notes, okay, which will be the major third of the C. Now the next chord is an E. Well, I already have the E's with this hand, so the roots can stay right here. Now, but I'm going to play the fifth, the B notes, just by moving down 1 fret, which is the fifth of the E chord. So now then I'll play just a simple pentatonic. It'll just go. So here it is all together. It's going to go like this. A little bit out of tune, but it's okay. It's rock and roll. All right. Now, one of the other things is that if you're just looking like at a pentatonic scale, let's take E minor pentatonic, like the root position right up on the 12th fret. Like we go 2 frets above that, and I can play. But what makes it more interesting is what I can do is I can add a whole different position up here. So now I can add on both hands. That gives her a little bit of a wider interval spread right there, which makes it sound a little bit more interesting. Now to get even wider, what you can do is you could play each thing in 5th intervals. So here's would be just with the left hand. And with the right hand. this is a completely different position here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Then I go up to the next strings, the B string and the G string. I go up to the G and the D strings. Then to the D and the A strings. And then to the A and the E strings. Now, if somebody was just to hear that on record and try to figure it out, they'd be totally screwed. So they almost, because the intervals are too far apart, you'd be sitting there trying to, no, it doesn't quite work like that. So you'd have to figure out what are you doing with both ends like that. But that's just like an idea for a simple pentatonic scale right there. And you can also do other things, like, say, for instance, we'll go back to that E minor pentatonic, where you're going. Then again, I'm just sliding from that other position. I'm sliding up and down on the notes right there. So. Okay, and then another thing is, if you want to get a really ugly sound where you get two different things crossing at the same time, which causes all this dissonance, what you can do is you can go up to like the 12th. I'm gonna actually go up to the 20th fret here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my first finger and I'm gonna put it, or my third finger, I'm gonna bend that string up and grab the B string. Okay, and then have the B string down where the E string is. So the E string is straight, the B string is right there, right with it. So now when I pick the two together and slowly bend it up, you'll hear the E string going up in pitch and the B string going down in pitch, and they cross each other, and it creates this really... See, you hear one going up in pitch and the other one going down in pitch. And they're crossing. Yeah, I think I smoked something before I came up with that one, actually. But is there any questions so far? Yeah, anything? Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's on my solo album called Network 23, where you can hear it on whatever song it was. I think it was.
Like you said, I got the first autograph on one. I was sitting here trying to figure all that tapping out. And my fingers kept like crossing, and I'm like, okay, that's it.
Oh, I've broken a few necks off my guitars, believe me. So it's like bam into the wall. But no, it's just all a matter of experimenting, and it really helps to just know your theory. As far as what you can do with it, you could even take, like, say for instance, a triad, like just a G major triad, okay, with your on the second, third, and fourth strings. Now, if I take that, I can actually play the G major scale over the top of it, okay? Now I can go up to the next chord in the chord scale, and I can play A minor. So then I'll play the same G major scale, just the next position up. Now I can go up a whole step to the next chord in the chord scale, which is a B minor, and I can play the next position up with my right hand. Now I'll go to the next chord. It's going to be a C major. Okay, then I go to the next position up. next one up would be a D major. Okay. The next one. Now, also another thing that you can do, that's just an idea that you can do. Usually it works with a cleaner sound, but the pedal board's way over there. I'm too lazy to get up and change the sound. So, but here's another one where you're using the idea of going down with your right hand. It's going to be, so I'm starting G, and then down to a C, then down to a G, down to a C again. Start it lower. I'm going to go down to an E, E, A, E, and then the next one is going to be A, D, G. This sounds like. But now what makes it sound interesting is I can go up, let's see, 2.5 steps, and I can play with my right hand on top of that. Now, coming back to the pentatonic thing, we can also do some pentatonic things where you're playing with your left hand. Like, let's say I'll play up here on the 12th fret. I'm going to play the pentatonic position with just my left hand. Okay, now that it's going down in octaves, okay? Now, with my right hand, I can go up to this one, like the regular root position for A minor. Now, I can add the two together. There's a little bit of the sound crapping out up here, but it's good enough to show you guys anyway. And any more questions on anything?
Any more questions? Anyone?
Yeah.
I guess not. I guess you covered it all. Look at how thorough you are, Steve. They didn't even have any questions. They're like, I got nothing. Everybody, give it up for Steve Lynch and his 19 fingers.